All right, let's go to number 4. Blind Vision says, what things should a high school student consider in deciding if or how to date a godly woman? That's a good question. The first thing I recommend is just be a little patient. The first stage of liking somebody, I've been there many times, I'm sure you have, is you suddenly become very unrealistic, right? There was this old song that became extremely popular where in the song the guy's saying everything she does is lovely and everything she does is right. I can't remember what song it was. This was many years ago. And the phrase everything she does is right, I remember thinking, that's puppy love right there, right? When you think every single thing a person does is just, it's just everything's right. Even when they're wrong, they're just so cute when they're wrong. You were not thinking clearly at this moment. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you don't know what you don't like about somebody, you're probably not really ready to seriously date them. That would be some advice I'd have for you. The reason why I say this is because when you want to enter into a relationship with somebody, it's doomed to failure if you have this super ridiculous high view of them, they're just this unrealistic human being that's just perfect in every way and will always make you smile. But if you see some of their problems and flaws, and yet you go, no, I see it, I'm sober, and I understand that, and you move forward, you won't see them all, of course, but that's a good sign. I would recommend talking to, openly to people who are older and wiser than you about this relationship. Find people to talk to, whether that be parents or somebody who's older than you, because they can often have the wisdom of experience, the wisdom of years that might be able to give you some counsel on these things. Some of the things that I would want to see is that the person is stable. They're stable in their life. They're stable in their relationship with God. If you're going to date them, that they don't just say I'm a Christian, but there's a sense of they're not just Christian because they happen to be in a Christian environment around church or something like that, but they carry those Christian beliefs, that conviction when they're outside of those environments. That's an important thing because you want to see that that's consistent. Other things that could be how soon can you get married? Okay, because I don't really personally, this is just a side issue, but I'm not going to tell someone they can't date if they're not ready to get married right away. But, 12 years of dating is usually a negative thing. There's people who've done it and they've stayed pure and they've built a relationship. But even then, I've talked to students who totally stayed pure, dated since junior high, and then they later looked back and were like, that was so dumb that we were dating at that age. What were we thinking? So there's a sense of, is this a good season of life? Okay, and you might be but they'll find somebody else, and you're like, well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. So there's a few things to think about. Pray, obviously. Read Proverbs. Look at the godliness of a person that's there, the wisdom of a person. Look for those things. There's a lot more to say, but those are a few thoughts for you. I hope they help.